Hey guys, it's Mr. Jacket000 here, back with Automation the car company Tycoon game, and what you're seeing right now is one of my latest builds called the Chrysler Motor Carriage SRT-4. This vehicle is a horrible attempt of modernizing the 1886 Daimler motor carriage, which was one of the first automobiles. Instead of having lanterns and a basic engine, I tried to deck it out with a working grille, headlights, taillights, and many more. It also rivals one of my previous builds, which was the AMG Patent Motorwagen, which I've built like 6 months ago if you want to check that out. It has a lap time of 1 minute 32 seconds 58 milliseconds at the quote-unquote Top Gear test track, and 2 minutes 34 seconds 66 milliseconds at the automation track. It has a top speed of 105 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds flat. This vehicle uses a fairly powerful 1.6 liter inline-4 engine that produces 111 horsepower and 102.8 foot-pounds of torque. It has a fuel efficiency rating of 21.3 miles per gallon and weighs 1,143.9 pounds or 518.9 kilograms. And for the market, since it's a car that I've gave a second life for the last 150 years or so, it doesn't compete with anyone in the market. In terms of how I made the Motor Carriage SRT-4, the panel material we made out of fiberglass with a semi-space frame chassis made out of aluminum, with a mid-longitudinal engine placement, and the front suspension uses a solid axle leaf, and the rear suspension uses a double wishbone. For the engine, it's an inline-4 engine made out of aluminum with the bore and stroke set to an 80mm, which gets it to 1,608 cubic centimeters or just over 1.6 liters, with push rod headers also made out of aluminum. For the compression, it is set at somewhat of above normal 10.0 to 1 ratio with the cam profile set to a 65. For the fuel system, we're rolling with a multi-point EF5 with throttle persona configuration with a performance intake running on regular fuel with the fuel mixture set to a 13.3. Ignition timing bumped it up a little bit to a 62 and the RPM limit set to 7,000 RPM. For the headers, we're rolling with some tubular headers of a single exhaust with the exhaust diameter set to 44.4 millimeters or 1.75 inches, and we're running with a high flow 3-way catalytic converter, and the first muffler is a reverse flow and the second one is a straight through muffler. For the drive type, our only option we got here is a rear-wheel drive, and we're rolling with a sequential 5-speed with the top speed set to 110.8 miles per hour with the spacing dropped a tad bit, and we're running with a vicious LSD, which is kind of uncommon for my builds, even though this is not a great limited slip differential to use on most cars. For the tires, we're using radial medium compound tires with the front tire whip set to 110mm and the rear at 130mm, running on 30-inch magnesium rims. For the brakes, who cares about this? We're using some basic drum brakes with the size set to 160mm, and the pad type hasn't changed whatsoever. It's sometimes with these vehicles being this light and this complicated, like if you would have a higher brake force setting with this vehicle, there's a good chance that the vehicle will just violently shake and basically be uncontrollable every time you hit the brakes with this car. For the under tray, nothing much. Got a fully clad under tray with the brake airflow set to 35. Who even cares about that? So with the interior, and god dang it 4.1, we got ourselves a detachable soft top convertible. Can you see there's no convertible in this thing whatsoever, or any convertible roof on this thing? Just tell me, where's it at? So pretending that doesn't exist, we got 6 seats on here, 3 in the front and 3 in the back, as you can obviously tell. And we got a premium interior with no entertainment whatsoever because, well, where can you put a stereo in this thing? It's got no power steering whatsoever, and we got ABS brakes and no safety standards. And lastly, for the suspension, we're rolling with some progressive springs with gas monotube dampers and semi-active sway bars running on a sport preset. Despite a small amount of problems on here, such as the brake force being too low, oversteering, dampers, clearance, brake fade, and all that stuff here, we're going to export this to BeamNG.drive and test this out. So here we are at Utah, USA, and taking a look at this vehicle. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous just looking at this from wherever angle you're looking at it from. Even though it's supposed to be a quote-unquote modernized version of the 1886 Daimler motor carriage, which was one of the first automobiles ever produced. I mean, you got your taillights here, which are basically a federal requirement, including a couple of trunk spaces here, a left trunk and a right trunk, or a left and right boot, and including a knockoff Chrysler badge with the word Motor Carriage and the SRT-4 logo, which is kind of interesting. It looks like the new badge mod, they got rid of the coloring on here. This used to have been just a red 4 on here. That sucks. And you got these big-ass 30-inch rims with a custom steering mechanism here. There was no such thing as steering wheels back then, including the brake and gas lever. You push this to go forward, back to stop and reverse. Yeah, this was the thing before gas pedals and steering wheels. Like, this is horrible. Front end also looks horrible. Basic ass grille, headlights, and a couple of fog lamps and auxiliary grills right here, which is not too bad for a vehicle for extra cooling, which is not required. And this vehicle is just as bad looking as this here AMG Patent Motorwagen, which I built this about 6 months ago, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video. As you see here, it's bad looking of a vehicle, of a modernization of a classic vehicle. It's just stupid looking, but it is powerful and dangerous at the same time. I think I'm planning on doing this with a drag race and a race against the Motorwagen with the Motor Carriage here later on in the video, which I'll do that soon. So, gonna say bye-bye to the Motorwagen and go on with our basic performance test with the Motor Carriage. So with the basic performance test, the first thing we're going to be doing is a 0 to 62 acceleration test, second a 62 to 0 brake test, and lastly a top speed run, which I guarantee it'll do so with how light this vehicle is and how powerful this 4-cylinder is. So right now, let's get ready to start our acceleration test of this vehicle right now. And Jesus wheelie, off to a great start, and we're good. 0 to 62 at 6.55 seconds at 332 or 323.77 feet. Alright, brake test. Cruise control is on. Ready now. Front left dip, but we stopped 62 to 0 with hazards kicking in 4.49 seconds of 182.69 feet. Those decimals are nice, right? For this type of vehicle, those are bad brakes because I put some basic ass drum brakes. Who needs them Vanadis carbon ceramics? Who needs those? Those are for freaking kids, man. So for a top speed run, let's just ease off on the throttle a little bit, and we didn't do a wheelie this time. I swear we get a better 0 to 62. Yes, we do. 5.83 seconds at 294.71 feet. So without that wheelie, we got a better 0 to 62 time. That's better. And look at that. Look at that. 110. Maxed out. Already maxed out. Theoretically, this can go like 140 miles an hour or something stupid. Maybe 130 at the max. So keep on going to all the way down the tunnel and just crash head on the tunnel and take this onto a track somewhere. I might as well do West Coast USA. Just go there and holy lack of steering. I say go there so I can do a drag race and a race against the Patent Motorwagen. Be this guy versus the Patent Motorwagen. And yeah, I'm having troubles just turning at a high speed, so slow it down to 100 times right here. Freeze physics, hide the UI, and get a crash going at a very high speed, so resume physics now. And let's go to 16. 16 all the way, and 100 times into the tunnel, the wall of the tunnel, right here. Here we go. Here's a crash. I'll get a better angle, and here it goes. Compact itself down. This wheel is gone. And that thing's hella smooshed up against the wall of the tunnel. 16 times to 8 times. There goes another wheel. The back wheels are still hanging on. So go to full time. And there you go. It's still running and we are upside down. Let's get ourselves right side up. Alright, there we go. Wasn't that much of a problem getting right side up. So take a look at this vehicle. First of all, we got some hazards going off because impact detected stopping car. Like I always say with this type of vehicle. Or basically any type of collision that triggers the hazard lights. So the vehicle, we screwed this up big time. We got this silver or chrome piece that is glitched out to hell up in here. We're missing a couple of front wheels, but we still got our right wheels, our rear wheels, left and right. Even though the left wheel here has got a screwed up camber right here, or wheel positioning or whatever. So no one, unfortunately, survived a collision like this. Like this here, a polygon going through the left passenger and the right passenger, the middle. He would have been impaled from the back end as his seat just collapsed on here. The backrest of the seat just, yeah, bust a dude's spine. Even the driver's seat, no survivors whatsoever. You can obviously tell. Okay, so now let's take this onto a time trial. Let's do probably a race first and then a drag race. So take it to West Coast USA right now. So here we are at West Coast USA, and we're going to be using a modded race on here called the West Coast Street Circuit Short. It's the hot lap version. I'm not going to start from pit road. I'm starting way over here, and we're going to be doing 1 lap of this thing. It's required that you put 2 laps on here is because there is a checkpoint before the start and finish line. I tried that out with the JMPS mail truck like quite a while ago, and they did it with 1 lap, and crossing the start and finish line counts as a lap and the entire race. So technically it's showing 2 laps, but we're doing 1 whole lap around this here circuit with this here SRT-4 motor carriage. So get ready to start this race off here in 3, 2, 1, start. And holy cripe, that launch. So don't do a launch of this vehicle. How about this turn? Not too bad, around 30 something miles an hour. How about here where we get some speed going? Oh no, crap. That's gonna leave a mark. Well, doing that, we're now auto steering to the right. That's great. Let's just for it. Okay, just now getting risky with the steering alignment damage to this vehicle. So here's our lap. See, now it says 2 out of 3. Damn it. I gotta say, as you can see, it says 1 lap done of 29 seconds, but the second lap is our actual lap time. Let me try that again. Alright, make this simple left-hand turn. There we go, much better last time. You have to go, like, really, really slow this thing. Compared to the Patent Motorwagen, you're doing wheelies like crazy like this guy, and that thing barely could steer. This could definitely steer, but you'll be risking flipping this thing over. And wow, these brakes, wow, the sway in this vehicle. God damn it. How about like 10 miles an hour? Whip this around. There we go. You gotta go like stupid slow this thing and brake stupid early compared to a regular automobile, whether it's a racing vehicle, average Joe car, or what. See? Jesus Christ. Almost tipped it over right there. And that too. This too. Whew. Man, this is so dangerous to drive. It's because of the grip of this vehicle and how light this thing is. This is like 1,200 pounds, almost less than 600 kilograms. This is hella light, almost like as light as the real-life motor carriage. But you got crappy brakes, and this thing is prone to just do wheelies at every press of the gas pedal, preferably when you launch it in first gear. Not much. God. It's second, third gear, and beyond. Like this. There you go, wheelie. And that too. So don't do a launch of this vehicle. It'll kill you. So coming up, I think, nearly at our final corners here, I do see the checkpoint mark, and I think I did start like somewhere's right here-ish. Yeah, I started right here. So coming up at our final couple corners, we're going to be in the 2-minute mark. I think in 2:05 or something. No, this might be the final one, right? It could be this one and then the start and finish line. Let's see. Yeah, that's our hot lap start marker. And the start and finish line, don't choke. Oh god, don't choke, gas it. Gas it. All the way, gas it. So we get a time of 2 minutes, 9 seconds, 421 milliseconds. Get the slow-mo going. And here we go, slow motion, camera as is. And the slow motion as is, so here's the crash. Damn, son. There goes the hazards, and we tipped over. And we're still grinding on the wall. The tire was grabbing on the wall. I'm gonna go do the free roam, so there you go. Thank goodness I went into free roam in just in time to get that crash. So a time, I think it was 2 minutes, 9 seconds, 421 milliseconds. That's kind of bad for this type of course, so... It's pretty much as expected with this dangerous of a vehicle. You can't drive straight with this thing. You can drive straight, but you can't brake straight or turn that hard with this vehicle. It's just impossible to do that. So brief look at the damage. We're sitting sideways, car's in a daze. And yes, this is hella wrecked up, as you can obviously tell at every angle. The left side, wrecked not that much, not a whole lot of damage here. It's kind of interesting, except the wheel that's inside the body of the vehicle. Let's ignore that. Alright, so here I am at West Coast, USA. I'm still on this map, but I'm at the drag strip here, and off to my left is the Mercedes-Benz Patent Motorwagen, the AMG edition, and it's gonna stop on the line. Barely stop on the line. And we're going to do a couple drag races here. One with the Motorwagen, where I'm going to be in control of the motor carriage, and then I'll take control of the Motorwagen facing off the motor carriage, where the motor carriage will be the AI. So let me line ourselves up, or line myself up, and get ready to start this drag race off. Hopefully it'll be okay and not that much of a disaster. Okay, here we go. And go. There we go. We got that wheelie from me and the Motorwagen. The Motorwagen doing that wheelie. Shifted way too early, and look at that. Look at that. Burning through the competition because I think his top speed is like 80-something miles an hour. I'm going 100. Where's my time? My time don't exist. God damn it. So I won. Restart that. Back here again. Time still doesn't work, so let's just rightfully ignore it. So I was going 101 miles an hour through the exit line, and I'm thinking a time of like 15 or 16.0 or something like that. So what's it like if I drive the Patent Motorwagen and the AI takes control of the motor carriage? So let's exit out and restart. Brake damaged? Crap. Crap. We got a problem here. Alright, I got all set. I had to control R reset it like in the air so it doesn't spawn in the ground and just bust the tire wide open. Whew, that wheelie. Alright, here we go. Watch him. Jesus Christ, he's on his back end. He is on his back end, still on his back end. I forgot to upshift and I'm nearly over the line. He's I won. I don't believe it. I won. The thing's glitched out still. So I believe he'll get a time of like 16.2 with a top speed of, I'm thinking like 95, 96 miles an hour. Like, that dude did some crazy wheelie right there. It's a crazy taxi type of wheelie. So that is it. So the drag strip is unfortunately glitched out for some odd reason. What's it like if we take it to the racetrack? I'll set up like a script AI of both the motor carriage and the AMG Patent Motorwagen. Just basically chase the ghost type of ordeal. Or just do a one-on-one race. Okay, for the last race we're doing here between the motor carriage and the Motorwagen is we're doing a one-on-one race against the Motorwagen here. So I got the AI control right here, including the Motorwagen here, my motor carriage, and these, let's just rightfully ignore these. Hopefully, if the AI doesn't choose to, like, go off track here, like, whatever, instead of the AI going left of this track, he'll try to turn right. Hopefully, these trailers would encourage the AI to just stay on track, rather than just going off course and making this hard on myself. So hopefully, that would work out for the AI with this here race. So we're going to be doing one lap of this. We're not going to time ourselves. It's just a basic I win, I lose type of situation here. So let's go to the Motorwagen, set the AI to, let's do flee against me. Let's do first, freeze physics and flee. Where's my vehicle? Well, what's my license plate? It's kind of weird. It doesn't show my name on here. All right, here he goes. The AI is now fleeing. So let's give him a head start. Wait till he gets into this turn. Oh my god. That turned out according to plan. So what? I think I scammed you guys out. How about I try it on the motor carriage? Just run away, dude. Give him a little head start here. Get the thing out of my way. And let's first of all see how the motor carriage is doing. How is it gonna hold up? If this doesn't work, then just scrap the race. Brakes. Brakes. Yeah, let's say screw the race. They're like incapable of doing a freaking lap on this here track. I don't know how the script AI would behave. It'll probably behave just as well, but I have to be like super duper cautious, which will take me a while to set up and everything, which is pretty not worth doing so because this vehicle is overpowered and this vehicle is trash. So let's say scrap the race and drop this off a leap of death. Alright, so here we are at Leap of Death, and one of my previous videos, which I briefly showed, was me being disappointed that all the textures here were just broken and missing. I tried looking up a tutorial online on how to fix the terrain and everything, and the textures, but I did screw up on the textures here. Like you can see here, there's like a black shadow that goes pretty much at the entirety of the map. I tried reapplying the grass layers and it wouldn't apply for some odd reason in the map editor, the world editor for some odd reason. I don't know if I have to re-download the map and reapply the textures or just simply wait until a patch comes out, which I highly doubt it. So drive us off the frickin' ledge because this vehicle deserves where it has to be for how dangerous this is. So exit speed 65 miles an hour and this is hella trippy with the missing grass textures, and I swear, do a full front flip. And we did a full front flip of this goddamn vehicle. And maybe another one once... No, I would say once we do a second front flip before we hit the side of the cliff face here. So pause it, get a camera going, and just keep watching it fall down. So hit the back end now at a pretty high speed, and that thing just crumpled up big time into a freaking ball of mess. You got a one tire that's fleeing right now. Any other tires that want to flee? Okay, this guy's joining, that guy's joining, and that guy's joining. So all 4 tires are gone in this vehicle. Let's speed up to 8 times. Are we going to clear this? Yes, we are. So regular cam and full time. And here we go with the front flip, infinite front flips going down, leap of death. Let's do the 4, 8 times slow-mo. Okay, this is going to be pretty bad. Told ya, 4 times. Damn. And no, second damn. Now full time to 2 times, probably 2 times, probably most of the way until things calm down, which we're calming down a little bit. Getting close to the pond here, so let's just do full time all the way. So smash here, and smash here, here and there, and here, here, and here, and get ready to splash right now. Splash. So that is it with this vehicle. The engine is trying to escape, but there's no way escaping because of the automation and BeamNG physics when you export vehicles to BeamNG, which is kind of weird how that does that. So let's take a look at the damage to the vehicle, and we got a hunk of mess that is completely unrecognizable. This thing is still flapping for some odd reason. Is that like the front fenders or something, or like where the seats are at or something that's flapping, which is kind of weird. So this vehicle is basically your junkyard standard unrecognizable mess here. No way you can tell what this vehicle is, what it was, or what it used to be, or whatever, so that is it. Alright, so the last part of the video, I'm going to be driving straight as fast as I can, and once something crazy happens, like if I start to go airborne or flip over, I freeze physics and go to free cam, and then spawn myself, like, right here at one of the peaks of this here mountain, and then crash back here at the crater. So right now, resume physics and just drive as fast, wow, as we possibly can, so just keep going straight, be careful for our speed, and this downhill. God damn it. I think I'm just simply too high up, so we'll just brake here. And brake here, just pump on the brakes and just go. Just go until we get a good top speed going. Let's do maybe around 50 or 60 miles an hour. So keep on going. 50 would do. So free cam, and see ya at this here of the mountain. Alright, so here I am airborne at 51 miles an hour, and we appear to be a little off-centered from the crater, but it doesn't matter. So resume physics. And here we go, 51 miles an hour off the mountain, because we were going 51 down at the crater. So hide the UI. Wait, how fast are we going with this collision? Probably 170. Yes, sir. 172, maybe 73. Let's just hide the UI and just take a look at this destruction. 100 times slow-mo, camera as is. Right click and just compensate the glitchiness of the camera from this hard of a collision on its roof. Jesus Christ. And 2 tires are gone. Is the 3rd and 4th one going? No, they're barely hanging on by a thread. Wow, let's just keep on going. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. 100 times here. No, 16. Damn, that's a heavy collision. And like that, we have finally killed the engine. I think the last collision did kill the engine, so we did here, and I think we did at the last one. I can't remember. So unlike the last one, we got 4 tires that were gone. This one's still hanging on, barely. This tire here, I think it's the right rear tire. We could... Okay, now we got it off this time, and now we're just going to be tumbling down the mountain here and hopefully land a crater. It's like 90% of the time when I do the crater crash test, instead of going in a pond, it's like I always end up like real short, like I end up like around here, like this section of the mountain here, like right here. I guarantee we're going to get stuck right here, which... Yes, we are going to get stuck, like this ridge here. What I tell you, this ridge here, we always get stuck on here. This damn ridge. So go to free cam and just yeet this out of existence. So what's my strength at? 50% strength? There you go. There you go. Once it's come to a rest, we'll take a look at the aftermath of destruction, and we're going to be going way over here, the other side of the crater here. Alright, I think it's come to a rest right about now, so let's take a look at the damage here. Go to free cam, and yeah. This thing, this wannabe triangle, is officially a wannabe murder weapon. You touch your hand on this, you're gonna profusely bleed and harm yourself, so don't do that. And the same thing like the last one, into the pond, completely unrecognizable, but we got more glitchy polygons. It's probably how I threw it at a very high strength, because I think the no grabber's at 50%, right? Yeah, 50% was a no grabber, and we get this. This hunk of mess. Same thing with the body. A hunk of mess that is unrecognizable like the last collision, and the engine smoking because we busted out the radiator, so that sucks. So that'll do it with automation and BeamNG.drive with the Chrysler Motor Carriage SRT-4. It's pretty much as bad looking as the Motorwagen, the AMG Motorwagen, but this thing is much more powerful and a lot more dangerous than the Motorwagen. I do give credit, it can go up to 100 miles an hour. The last one, the Motorwagen, I think it went up to like 85, 90 miles an hour, but that thing couldn't steer for crap. But this thing could steer for crap, but the downside is once you steer, you're gonna flip over really easily, so you gotta like take it slow in every single corner. Unlike the AMG Motorwagen, you could just rip through a corner and not worry about tipping over. The only thing you have to worry about is the wheelies, so... So this has been Mr. Jack and 000. I'll see you in the next video.